One of the things that are really exciting to explore, and one of the things that are happening in the market, is the importance of account expansion. A lot of people, a lot of organizations that we speak to at xGrowth are starting to focus on account expansion. This happens quite regularly when there is economic uncertainty. So it happened during COVID, at the beginning of COVID, before the tech companies realized that everybody wants technology. And it's happening now where organizations are going back and saying, hey, it's going to be a lot harder to sell to new customers and net new logos, therefore we should focus on our existing customers and look at account expansion. So if you're a marketer and you're looking at account expansion, there are a few things you should keep in mind before diving in. So first thing I got here is you got to be clear on your metrics. So what is it that you're going to be measuring? You can't take your demand gen metrics or even your ABM matrix that you used for net new acquisition and just apply those for account expansion. There are some similarities, but there are definitely nuances that you got to think about with account expansion, like NPS score, reputation within the account, or new relationships built, so on and so forth. So that is an important component. Think about the metrics that you're going to look at. Second thing that I have is you have to be aware of the inputs into your expansion strategy. Now, whatever your expansion strategy is, if it's upsell, cross-sell, you know, you're selling to the same business unit, you're selling to a different business unit, whatever it is, you have to think about your input into your strategy. What do I mean by strategy input? Expansion comes with a lot of baggage. So there are people within the organization that have worked on the account, so there's information sitting with them. There is external sources of information that you can pull in. But when it comes to internal sources, you have people who've been on the account previously, new AEs that are maybe on the account, maybe there are account managers, you might have solution engineers who've been involved, there might be subject matter experts. If you're looking at a bank, there might be subject matter experts in the banking sector within the organization. So what tends to happen is that you start to gather, at the beginning with great intentions, you start to look and expand and get all that information from all these sources, but very quickly it can become overwhelming. And it could derail everything, and before you know it, you have this massive, giant strategy or input to the strategy that now you have to distill into the strategy itself, and it becomes just bigger than Ben-Hur. So you have to be aware. What I would recommend is restrict the inputs into your strategy. And the third thing that I would talk about and think about if you're looking at account expansion is think about detractors. We all heard of detractors. People say, oh, there are decision makers and influencers and detractors. Detractors, what I've experienced is they become a lot more important in account expansion than in other situations. There are people within the accounts that you're already selling that would not want to deal with you, or they don't have a great experience, or they just think that your solution is not a great fit. They become a lot more important when you're looking at account expansion because they could completely derail whatever you're doing. So have a very solid detractor strategy for your account expansion. That's all I got to say. Love to hear from you if account expansion is something that you're focusing on, whether it's you call it account expansion or customer marketing, whatever it is that you call it. Love to hear what you're doing and what's working, what's not working. Peace.